How did you get into powerlifting?
Mostly just was a natural transition, really. After I had an ACL reconstruction, me and Robbie pretty much just started kind of training in Islander. It was Islander, yeah, and then we pretty much just kind of did bodybuilding. Not so much bodybuilding. We didn't compete. We didn't plan on competing, but we kind of wanted to just get really big. But we always kind of found ourselves kind of falling into the really low rep ranges, like 1 rep. Pretty much Robbie would deadlift 1 RM every single week, same as me. And then we kind of came across Pete Rubish. So we came across Pete Rubish, and Pete Rubish was pretty much just kind of Megan Robbie's. Like we'd basically just fallen in love, and we found out he was a powerlifter. So we're like, we should do it. And then we started looking at the BDFPA, which is the British Drug Free Powerlifting Association. Which I don't compete anymore. We looked at the records and we're like, those records are quite shit, to be honest. So I was like, I kind of want to take them. So basically, yeah, just straight for my first powerlifting meet, and went in, did well, took what I did, and pretty much now that's just kind of led me into what I'm doing just now, just full-time powerlifting pretty much.
What's the best advice you can give to beginners looking to get into powerlifting?
I actually just did a video on that you'll probably be seeing soon. Best advice I can give is just have fun and be consistent. There's so many different pieces of advice I could give. Like take water intake seriously, take volume seriously. So many things, but honestly the best I could say is probably just have fun and be consistent. If you follow a program that's maybe a little bit suboptimal, but you follow it consistently for a long period of time, and actually just genuinely be very consistent with that program and do what you're meant to do, you're going to make progress. Even with a program that's not necessarily very optimal, but if you say have a program that's say a very tailored and well designed program, but you miss some days, don't go in some days, you constantly jump from program to program to program to program, then realistically speaking you're probably not going to make very much progress. And also just have fun, because at the end of the day there's no point spending hours and hours a week doing stuff for months upon years of your life and not enjoying it. There's just no point in that. So just have fun, be consistent, and eat a lot of food and make progress.
Favourite powerlifters and inspirations, and why?
Don't have biggest inspirations, but my 3 favourite powerlifters in no order. Pete Rubish is definitely one, Lane Norton's one, and Ben Rice is one.
No Robbie?
Robbie's a figment of imagination, so he doesn't really count. But yeah, no, probably my favourite 3 are Ben Rice, Pete Rubish and Lane Norton. Reason I like them is because 1, they're all strong as shit, they're all really strong, and 2, they're real. I like people who are real and actually kind of are truthful with both their audience and themselves, and they're just real, genuine people. You see, a lot of the time nowadays you kind of tend to find people are very fake, or also kind of think they're a lot better than they are and are a wee bit cocky and don't really have a reason to be cocky. Whereas people like Lane Norton, Ben Rice, stuff like that, they aren't, and I like them, and I like what they stand for, and they're all a little bit kind of crazy in the head as well, which kind of tends to suit me a little bit. So yeah, they're probably my 3 favourite powerlifters.
How much, in your opinion, does genetics play a part in powerlifting?
I like this. Depends how far you want to go in powerlifting. If you want to be the top of the top, either in a drug tested sport, in the drug tested side of the sport, or the non-drug tested side of the sport, to be the absolute best, yes or no doubt, you're going to have superior genetics to the average person to get to the top. Just like you'd have to have superior genetics in every single sport in life. But to simply just get better at powerlifting, you don't need to have very good genetics. And at the end of the day, the whole goal of powerlifting, the whole point of powerlifting, or going to the gym is simply just to get stronger. And no matter how good or bad your genetics are, you can always get stronger no matter what. You can always improve upon yourself. So really, it kind of comes down to what your kind of goal is. So if you want to be the best, you're going to need to have probably slightly superior genetics to the average person. If you just want to be better than who you were a month ago, you don't need to have good genetics. You can just get better and get better and get better and see where you could end up. But the thing is as well, is I don't ever really like to get caught up in genetics, because you could start off with what people would class as bad genetics and end up being very good at the sport, or you could start off as someone that's maybe got very good genetics and you actually don't go very far in the sport. And I think you could get to a very high level with average genetics. Like I think pretty much every male in the world could deadlift 600 pounds. 600 pounds isn't that big a deadlift. It's not that big a deal. It's really not. People kind of make 600 pounds be this huge big deadlift, when in reality, I really don't think it is at all. And I think there's not a single male on this planet, healthy male, full able-bodied male, that couldn't deadlift 600 pounds if he kind of was consistent enough and actually wanted to deadlift that weight. So yeah, genetics play a part for getting to the top, but they don't play a part in getting a lot stronger than the average person, and also getting better to who you were not so long ago.
And one for the top of your head. Who's your favourite client?
Not you.
Oh, that's sore. Oh.